Picture here for the Utes is definitely worth talking about here as well, because David Cedars, we thought Steve Johnson had it wrapped up yesterday, but they've just gone back and double-checked some of the points from the last round at Surfers Paradise. Just pays to double-check these things. Someone forgot to carry the one, long story short, and he just needs to get one last point here today. There he is.
Yeah, it was one of those things. There was so much action happening at the Gold Coast. I mean, it wouldn't have been hard to, I mean, I know you go down and look at the sheets, but there's so many changes after the race with penalties and things that you don't exactly know sometimes where people actually have confirmed their race position at the end of the day. So things can happen an hour after the race and they might get bumped back 5 or 6 spots and they don't know that. So that's obviously affected the point situation down here. But, you know, if Nathan Pretty wins both races, David Cedars has basically got a DNF both races to lose by a point.
Exactly right.
I know it's racing and I know things can happen, but you know, I think I do bet that David Cedars is going to win this championship.
He would have to be desperately unlucky. Pretty needs to win both. Cedars needs to DNF both. He's just got out of one car. He was out there in the 86s, and that championship is now out of his hands. Congratulations to young Will Brown on winning the 86s and Formula 4 in the same year. There's a driver in this race who knows what it's like to win 2 championships in the 1 year, and he'll be starting from pole position. 10 years ago, Marcus Zakanovic won this category, the Utes, and Commodore Cup in the same year. So there's a little bit of a tie over with that one. Cedars was trying to get the double here this weekend. He'll just have to settle for winning 1 championship instead.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, unlucky for him,
unlucky.
Right?
No, he's had a great year, and it's really, you know, he's been one of the main players in these V8 Utes for a long time now, and to see David not have that #1 in this car is sort of a bit weird, you know. Like, he's led the championship so many times, but he just hasn't got it over the line when it counts at the last event. So, you know, it's really good to see him here in a great spot. I mean, obviously don't want to put the mocker on him, but, you know, he's done a great job so far, and hopefully, you know, today, or especially in this race, he can wrap it up to go out and enjoy, as Shane Van Gisbergen's going to do today, enjoy the last race with no pressure.
So the Utes working their way around on the Yokohamas. We were worried that this would be the last ever weekend for the Utes, but it looks like they might have a bit of a swan song next year before the new Utes come in. Finishing 9th yesterday, Zakanovic flips it over in the reverse grid race to start from pole alongside Nandy Kiss. And then we go Ben Dunn, Jeremy Gray, row 2, Nathan Pretty and Craig Dontas, all-star cast on row 3. Harris has been quick all weekend, he'll start row 4. Ryan Hansford will be coming through the field very quickly here, as to Mason Barbera after picking up an unfortunate puncture in yesterday's race. Barbera was very quick. You started on the front row earlier today. People watching on Fox Sports would have seen, unfortunately, your race didn't last too long there, Steve.
No, we had an electrical drama. It seems like one of the connections on the side of the MSD box, which is the box that obviously delivers all the spark to the engine and obviously power to a lot of the components, has been dislodged, and yeah, as soon as I put my foot down, I think it arced out on the tunnel of the car and basically cut out. So we tried to fix it and got it back out there going again, but I think we need to do a little bit of electrical work now before we get it into the next race. But yeah, one of those days, but onward and upward.
You did a very good job to get out of the way of the traffic that was coming, so good job to you there. Here comes Bruce Oaklands. Just wind up the windows.
Yeah, saw Brucey this morning walking in with his little young fella, so he's enjoying his time here and does a great job, you know. Like, he's got a few cars here, and you know, great supporter of the V8 Utes.
Matty Nolan carrying our other onboard for the second last race here for the Utes. The first ever race at Sydney Olympic Park was a Ute race, and it was won by George Meadowkeep back in 2009. Getting set for a start with the Utes. Who's going to win this one? Marcus Zakanovic has pole position. Won the championship 10 years ago. He's got 5 race wins, which is equal 9th all time, so he knows how to get the job done. He'll start alongside the second right to drive car. Andy Kiss a long way up. Oh no, we've got a stall car. It's Ben Dunn. Do they all miss him? It looks okay. Good work from everyone. Gee.
Thank God for that.
The inside of the grid is maybe a bit of a poison chalice today.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, now we're 4 wide. Pretty down the inside.
That is huge. Wow, Zakanovic got a pretty tardy start there, didn't he? A little bit like Van Gisbergen yesterday. Now he's trying to get a wriggle on.
It's really odd, these Utes. You see V8 supercars, a lot of the other categories, they're revving up on the line. They just sound like they're idling on the line, and then they just take off as if they're at the the local lights down the road. So you sort of wonder if they've actually got the 5-second board and the green light's about to come on.
That was an awkward start. Oh, Don just throws one to the inside. Zakanovic covers him. So Jeremy Gray's worked out to be in third spot, turn 5. You can't go leaning on each other through here as we go round the parking lot.
Flip-flop. Struggling a little bit here. Oh, here we go, Barbera up the inside.
Nice move.
That is a nice move in that spot. It's a very difficult place to pass there, and he gets the job done.
The reverse grid race always leads to a bit of action, doesn't it? Around the top at turn 8, onto Dawn Fraser Ave. What a start, Andy Kiss. But he's under severe pressure. Here comes Pretty.
No.
Not quite.
Can't do it. He had a look.
Harris from downtown. Bang! Pushes Dontas out of the way, all the way to the fence. Gee.
That's aggressive. That's very aggressive there. Didn't give him any room on the outside.
Now Pretty for the lead. Not quite there.
Still can't do it. He's showing his... Oh, Harris! He's got a... Looked like he had a bit of a flat, but I think he just locked it up. He was really wide there in qualifying. We saw he took his left mirror off on that outside wall on the turn-in point to turn 11.
Okay. It's been a frantic start. And Andy Kiss having the drive of a lifetime, former Dunlop Series racer at the moment. And it's all about to come to an end for Nandy.
Pretty knows he needs to win this.
Through he goes.
Hence why he's been so aggressive on the start. But it doesn't matter. Cedars is in 7th. If he stays in 7th, that'll be enough for the championship.
Jeremy Gray trying to sneak into second as well as they brawl all the way through the pack. Side by side, this is difficult to sort out. Gray pulls his nose out of it.
Yep. Good driving there just to back out of that.
Oh, Zakanovic cops one right in the tailgate from Roll Harris.
That's unlike Roll to do that.
He's using the bumpers today, Roll Harris.
Very aggressive. He's a very aggressive and always has been an aggressive driver. I don't know if it's good pass here. I don't know if it's the driver or the car, because in the past
Walton.
We've had Chris Walton in that car.
I see where you're going with this.
So it seems to be maybe it's the car, maybe it's not the two aggressive drivers behind the wheel.
Got the spirit of Chris Walton still in there, maybe. Very good in karting and anything that Chris Killer Walton hops into. Actually won the round here back in 2013. Cedars looking to the inside of Jane, doesn't need to get him involved with this fight.
Oh, they've got Hansford behind him too. So, having said that, Cedars sets the fastest first sector, but he's now being held up, obviously, by Jane and Dontas in front of him. So, Jane now has got the fastest second split. So, these guys got pace. They just need to get through this lap traffic.
Horrible feeling for Ben Dunn. Just sitting there.
I'm glad he didn't have a red ass after that one.
Yeah, right. As the sponsorship would say, from Bruce Oakland's point of view, sees the yellow flags.
Yeah, well done.
Great work from the officials, letting everyone know that there's a stalled car on the grid.
That's a cracking, here we go here, Roll Harris again up the inside.
Talk us through this
giving no room to Dontas. He just opens the wheel up here, pushes him out wide, because he knows that if he doesn't do that, Dontas is going to be on his inside for the next right-hander.
Bruce Oakland's Ben Dunn on the way back.
He got it going again, which is great. You could just see in that shot from Brucey's car here on that start, you can't see anything when you're behind the cars in front. And if it wasn't for the officials on the wall with their half a dozen yellow flags waving frantically, you wouldn't know that there was a car stalled there, to be honest, and it would have had a major, major incident if they weren't there. So well done for not only the officials, but the guys in the cars to see that and move to the right.
Oh, battle on here. Harris loves that spot, doesn't he? Sheesh. This is on here at turn 8. It'll still be well and truly alive.
Zakanovic's car. He's been hit there in the back right.
James is going to push him on through, and Gray is going backwards in a hurry. Dontas gets through. Cedars as well. Barbera and Hansford.
You can just see there, as soon as you get offline, and that all stemmed from the pass that Roll Harris pulled at turn 6.
Oh, this is good stuff. Kim Jane now at the inside of Zakanovic.
You can see the back of Zakanovic's car. They're just sticking out in that right rear quarter panel.
So Harris got the third with all that. And he's about to try and take second. The man they call Mr. Damage.
I don't know if I like that, that tagline there, Mr. Damage.
I wonder if he gave himself that nickname.
Here we go. Here's that pass. Once Harris up the inside here, Gray's got nothing else he can do bar jump on the brakes to miss those tyre bundles there on the inside of turn 7, sorry. But then, having said that, he's had no run on the way out, and that's why these guys behind have got a massive run on him coming out of the corner.
Oh,
Harris up the inside.
That is awesome. Oh, Kiss got a bit of a overlap here as well. More than a bit, actually. He might be able to get this spot back.
Oh, I reckon Harris is going to go pretty deep down here.
You want to try and play this with Royal Harris.
He's not going to back off.
Yeah, Nandy was wise there. Sometimes you just need to know who you're racing in that situation. He's full of Olympic spirit today, Royal Harris. Not backing down at all. Certainly didn't come here to make friends today. Now he's got a 5-second gap to Nathan Pretty to try and make up.
I think with the speed that Nathan Pretty's got, even if Royal is a bit quicker, you know, unless we get a safety car, I don't think he's going to be able to catch him unless Nathan makes a major mistake. But Royal again in second spot, but Nathan Pretty setting the fastest first sector. So he's got some pace now in that Holden Ute out the front. I did speak to him earlier this morning, and he said he was really struggling with that car. Wasn't very happy with it, with the pace of it. Kim Jane here up the inside now of Kiss. Good move, nice and clean.
Nice.
So he's obviously made some changes to that car overnight, and it's obviously feeling a lot nicer for him today. So
either that or he's just grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, and he's just having a serious crack. Driving around the problems. Can he make up the 5.3 second advantage, though, to Nathan Pretty, who's putting his car right where it needs to be to try and win this championship?
Look at that understeer. He's using more than half a turn of lock.
Oh.
Look at that. There's a lot of understeer in that car.
Gee, up the road. It looked like Jeremy Gray slapped the wall there at the last corner as well with the right side of the tailgate. Just out through the windscreen. All the way back down to turn 1. Oh, Zekanovic running wide there.
Cedars now. He's up to 6. He's made another spot. Obviously, when Gray got shuffled back after the Harris pass there. Hansford at the back trying to get a bit of clean air to keep some air going to those brakes in the radiator. Barbera's there behind Cedars. And Nathan Pretty still setting fastest sectors. 2.5 tenths, 2 tenths quicker than Harris to the first split, so he is still pulling away. It's now 5.4 seconds between first and second. And we've got third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Oh, and Andy running a little wide there with that right front lock-up.
Oh, gee, this is going to stack them up here. They'll all be queuing up down Port Fraser Ave here.
So we're looking from 4th to 10th here, all within probably a second of each other.
This is good stuff. Zekanovic shows his intentions, goes down the left side of the track. He's in a fight with Cedars. Cedars knows there's no way through there.
See the back of Zekanovic's car there, I said before, it's been pushed out. It's probably acting like a bit of a parachute at the moment, down the straight.
Just a reminder that the orange and black ute, the Mango Credit ute, number 3, will win the championship here if he finishes the race. Just needs the points.
Zekanovic's wide.
He's out of here. Oh, he did a good job making the corner.
He did, but he's lost a lot of positions there. Just folds in there, just in front of Gray.
Cool spot to watch the racing from inside that little enclosed area. There's a big hill there, some big screens and coffee, food. Good spot to hang out on a beautiful December day here in Sydney.
It's been great weather all weekend, to be honest. I mean, obviously been quite...
Oh, no, not Nandy. Oh, dear.
And he's got it...
Wow.
He's got it pulled up just. Obviously, he's going to lose a couple of spots, but...
It could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse. It is fairly clean on the outside of the track at the moment, so you're able to get away with that. Oh, Hansford there having a bit of a look.
Oh, dear.
Zekanovic gone straight ahead. It looks like turn 1, actually, where Nandy Kiss went wide.
That can only be one thing.
One.
It is turn 1, and there's just no way.
It doesn't even look like there's any black lockup marks going in there. So I'm hoping we can get a replay of that, because that looks like a some sort of just a brake failure of such.
Well, we just saw him moving in the car, which is good news. Just saw his left hand shoot up real quick. There was his teammate going high, and then...
Oh, his brake lights are on, but nothing's happening.
Whoa. Good old-fashioned brake failure right at the end of the straight. Let's just watch this in real time. No chance to get this car arrested.
Whoa, I'll tell you who was lucky there was Hansford. Oh, bang. Those tyres spread out like that do a fantastic job. You can't see from this angle, but they're actually, he's out of the car, which is great. And that would have absorbed so much impact there. They're about 4 or 5 metres apart all the way down to the fence. So you've got this whole cushion effect all the way down. Like, I mean, if they were just in front of the fence stacked up, it would have been a much harder hit. So they've done their job, certainly this year for Marcus Zekanovic. So
absolutely.
And the good thing to see is he's out walking around. Standard protocol to jump in the back of the medical car to head back and get checked out. If you can't drive your car back to the pits, you've got to go to the medical centre and get checked up and make sure everything's okay.
Wow, so it brings out the Lexus safety car. Not great timing for Nathan Pretty, who was on target to get this win. Oh, yep. But they're both there. He's okay.
It was just checking the jewels there, which you would. I mean, you know, it's when you have a hard impact like that, it's not only the hands device that hurts, it's everything. Your belts are all around you. You got obviously a hands device, which stops your head from going forward, but it rests on your collarbones. So on a decent frontal impact, it pulls it all tight down on your collarbones, and you can injure your collarbones as well. So,
which is actually what it's meant to do.
Absolutely.
It's absorbing that impact through your chest and across your shoulder.
Yep.
The Hans device works by limiting how much your head moves forward. Just good old-fashioned whiplash. You think about having a rear ender on the highway or something like that. It stops your head from snapping forward and injuring your neck.
It's much better, you know, if you're going to injure something, I think it's much better to injure, you know, a collarbone as such, rather than, you know, trying to protect at least the discs and stuff in your neck and your spinal cord, which is the main thing. You've got this sort of 2 kilo weight or 2.5 kilo weight of helmet on your head, and when you do stop, it obviously goes forward and tries to pull the head off the shoulders, which is obviously not ideal.
The team going down there to just check on Marcus, make sure he's okay, but we've seen him jump out on this Yokohama replay. Watch the way the tyres wrap around the car, almost catching it like a baseball mitt. Doing a really good job to limit the damage to the car and the driver.
In real time here again, it happens. So watch Ryan Hansford there.
Oof.
Very, very close.
Just nothing you can do. Pedal could have gone to the floor there. I mean, you can change gears and try and get the car to pull up that way, but outside of that, for Marcus Zekanovic, he had no chance of getting that stop. And how frustrating, with the family down there as well, of having 2 cars on the front row and then having that happen.
Marcus's dad here, just obviously having a chat. The medical team there would have been in contact with the car down there at turn 1. He's just double checking to make sure his boy's okay, which is, you know, fair call too. So wide into turn 1, too fast, and that was just a massive shunt with Hansford there. Had nowhere to go, straight into the back of Dontis, and game over for those guys.
Well, you can see checkered flags waving on both sides of the screen. One for Surfers Paradise last round, one for the championship finale here. And the Cedars family can celebrate now because the Mango Credit Union has finally done it. Gee, the impacts just kept on going at Surfers Paradise. But thankfully we can say here at Sydney Olympic Park, it is David Cedars, who is now finally the champion. A bit of an unusual way to get it done in the end.
Bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it, really? You know, it's obviously never good not finishing a race under green conditions, so they've got a lot of repairing to do to that tyre wall now before the next races that are coming up. So
teams can head back to the pits. Nathan Pretty did everything that he could. We'll see Harris and Cedars on the front row for the final race of the championship coming up later today. Hansford looking good here this weekend. Marcus Zekanovic very unlucky there, and a DNF after starting on the front row. Not the way he wanted to mark his return to the championship here at Sydney Olympic Park. Sun is shining here, and that was a nasty impact, but we can say he's okay. Christmas celebration starting early down there for Royal Harris's team. And the final race of the weekend for these guys is going to be frantic now, Steve.
I wonder if he's going to pull his door handle off again.
That was amazing when he got pole position last year.
Years ago.
Right in front of the world to see, live on camera as well. So the good news is we are expecting that the Utes will continue on next year before